Today would be a perfect day to do something. I don't know. Stupid, convoluted plans, ideas, theories, fragmented thoughts that were all given to me by anal-eating mummy god. I sit here understanding whether these people admit it or not, the reason their church leaders act the way they do is grooming. Okay, the word is grooming. And this goes back to the conversation I had with Jasmine out there in the desert. It does. Where we were talking about me being an ineffective leader, and I explained, and we got into the conversation about this, whatever it was, about leading, control, and they believe in authoritarian control. It's why they use the King James Bible. And I told her I wasn't groomed for this. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just doing my best, which, in my opinion, is the best you can do as a person. As long as you do your best, you have nothing to regret. When I had this conversation with anal-eating mummy god, I almost begged him. I told him, you need to set this up so this guy, because they talking sideways, this guy who was me, so he can turn himself into the FBI. And the whole fight with me and him was over heavy metal poisoning, and they treated it like a joke because they themselves drink heavy metals. To them, it's funny. Okay. But then when we started talking about cadmium affecting other parts of the brain and aluminum affecting other parts of he started getting weird because they don't like thinking. But when you make them think, suddenly they're very capable of intelligent thought. In fact, anal-eating mummy god immediately began to realize how disadvantaged I was in this. Yeah. And this is the same shit when I was president, when I was screaming, somebody help him, that telepathic vision. Here's the thing, I've actually remembered something I saw, whatever that thing is out there, LSD, drugs, brain projection, whatever the fuck you want to say. And I guess the good news is regardless of how anything turns out, I think Blondie's gonna be the guy that does something. I don't know what. He seemed confused in himself when he told me his plan, and his plan ended with him not getting rid of the human trafficking. Yeah. It ended with him not getting rid of the human trafficking. And then he was explaining that there's this guy, they're going to refuse to help, and then he's going to help him, which I assume is me. And Blondie, do you really think I'm going to help you? Are you really that stupid? And for that matter, the 40 people I had sex with, everybody involved in this, you have refused to help me this entire time. Do you really think I'm going to help you? You're entitled. That's what your problem is. And you might go, Bobby, what? You called me entitled? You're entitled. But let's talk about this. I keep getting called entitled because it's a projection. And the whole thing is an excuse. It is all them defending their retarded religious bullshit. But I want to talk about the fact that, yeah, I do believe I am capable of great things. I do believe that there is a version of me that figured this out and did the things, like, whatever. Maybe there's a version of me even with heavy metals in his brain, but I also draw a distinction that anal-eating mummy god wanted me to rush right in. As soon as I got as soon as I got a little bit of heavy metals out of my brain. Do what he wanted me to, trust him, assume all this stuff was going to be fine, assume that I was capable and I could handle it and I was certain of myself and just not with the amount of trauma that was caused. And I had that conversation with him. This is the thing. We talked about this shit in depth. And this result was an inevitability, and that is what my opinion is. My failure was by design. And even the whole, it is somehow my fault. Yes, I failed. I'm a failure. Okay. But this whole thing shouldn't come down to whether or not I have confidence, because I would argue that traumatizing the fuck out of me, turning everybody around me against me, harassing me, poisoning me with heavy metals, making me distrust everything on the planet has a way of eroding your confidence. Because I think the real reason I don't act is my eyes are glazed with distrust. I don't trust anybody. I don't. You can call that fear, you can call that paranoia. I call it self-preservation. But maybe that's part of it. Maybe that's the design. Maybe that's why the boondoggle is its confidence when it's actually a test of fear, of courage, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if you call this a test of fear or courage. The only thing I remember Blondie saying is I was going to be a goddamn expert on fear, and I relatively am by the time this shit was over, because it's all about comprehending and knowing and understanding and thinking and and yeah. And yeah, my name's Bobby Williams, and I was almost something great. I did an absolutely incredible thing, but other people wouldn't let me have that. They did everything in their power to make sure that I couldn't have that. And maybe that's the universe speaking. Maybe that's the universe saying no. But I got something even darker. What if the world's just not ready to be a good place? Everybody in the Epstein files right now, all the billionaires are all moving to have their shit taken down so they're not exposed. It's all about covering the narrative and keeping the facade. I have no power in this. I feel powerless. Maybe I have a lot of power. I don't know. I really don't. I regret that, once again, this is a scenario where everybody just ignored me and then everything went bad. I remember telling Blondie not to do this. I remember telling Anal Eating Mummy God not to do this. And I was like, the only thing you guys are going to succeed in doing is hurting this guy even more. And I was like, I don't know why you guys insist on hurting this guy. And I get it now. It is their teaching method. It is the only method for teaching they understand, is punch you in the face until you figure it out. And it's a stupid teaching method. Here's the proper method. Public speaking, on being a leader. Charisma, public speaking, and actually having somebody teach you these things. You can pay for courses to learn this. I remember speaking to a guy who's a motivational speaker, and he talked about he took a weekend class in public speaking, and he dominated it. Okay. And I can go on about all these other methods, but the fact of the matter is I'm just not ready. And maybe I'll never be ready. Maybe I can't be ready. Maybe that's just a fact. Maybe I'm too fucking crippled. But that would involve accountability on this church. Admitting what they did to me is fucking horrible. I think the only good thing I can do is write a book. But writing a book will be like doing these videos. Nobody will care. Everybody ignores these videos, and part of it's the church. They set it up so that nobody watches them. The other part is I'm not extremely charismatic. I'm an extremely hurt person, and this is all my videos are very authentic. But authenticity comes with abrasiveness. My videos are abrasive, they're badly made, they don't fit the YouTube standard, and that's why they will never be watched. But my videos are honest and truthful. They are. These are my experiences. These are things that actually happened to me. What I want out of life is to just go somewhere to be alone, but I know these retards are gonna pursue me no matter what because they're fucking retarded. So I think maybe killing myself might be the only option for me to get out of this. And I'm gonna be straightforward on this. I just spoke about suicide. I am not suicidal, so if I end up dead somehow, it is most likely this church that did it. What we need to do is pursue post-mortem court, where somebody is killed and then that court case goes forward against the other people anyways. Okay. That's common sense, so that people learn they can't just murder the other person to get out of the legal system. This church has learned they can just murder the other person. Okay, that's all you gotta do. What's wrong? Is there a problem? Yeah. Just that. Just that. Hatred, shame, grief, guilt, the full retarded spectrum of stupid emotions that rush through me. I'm a man that desperately wants to take responsibility, but is tasked with not just this is the stupid thing, and it's a part of my life. Every time I'm trying to do something normal, get a girlfriend or some shit like that, some faggot interferes. Somebody else makes it damn near impossible, and then they fuck around and scream they're the victims in it. Okay? And this same shit is this exact same scenario. Any normal person could just get a lawyer and get this shit done. I can't because I'm being crippled by bastards. And that is the thing that pisses me off more than anyone. I am more than willing to take responsibility for my action. It is all the shit I have to go through just to do the right thing. And the fact that these people have made doing the right thing so fucking crazy hard. Okay? Ridiculously crazy hard. Okay? Like, and then part of that crazy hardness is me trusting them after I pass their trial, they're just gonna do the right thing. You know, I don't think these people understand the importance of integrity, because integrity means that you can trust somebody. That is what it means. When you poison people, assault them, rape them, hurt people, and then just do all the nasty things, you project to people that you're not a trustworthy person because you're willing to do anything to win. You're willing to cheat to win. That is an absence of integrity. You do not get it both ways. And I remember this coming from Anal Eating Mummy God, where he was like, "You're making a mistake, Bobby." I am not making a mistake. Okay. Yeah. What am I saying here? If it was easier to do the right thing, I would do it? Yes. I guess. Maybe that's it. But I am also tired, because I'm a disadvantaged person. I'm poor, ADHD, I have all these fucking problems. I have malabsorption. I have problems these people cause me. And then they're like, overcome all those things, and then overcome the more shit we put in your way, and then overcome more shit we put in your way, and then overcome more shit we put in your way, and then we will respect you. Here's my theory. You'll just put more shit in the way, because you can't handle it. And I'm just gonna say it again. You can't handle it, and you might go, what are you claiming I can't handle? You can't handle it.